Ooh, excuse me. What up, peeps? Welcome back to the flip side. Um, well, I'm sure you know what lies before you. About 5 days late from May 4th. I probably should have made this video, before the ChatGPT one, which should have been today, but hey, it's whatever. I just thought this would be a cool video to do anyway, even if it wasn't. So, as you can see, I have all the characters that I can recount from episodes 1 through 9. I'm not counting any from the show, and I'm not counting any other movies. I don't know why Darth Malak and Nihilus and Revan are here, but and there's Malgus and Kreia and the other guy. I don't know, Ashy Larry. I'm gonna put him up here. Just because they're here. Oh, not you. Just because they're here, I want to put them in. I don't know why they thought this would be, oh, look, there it is. No, I want to put these in. I want to put these guys in. I don't think I'm missing anyone else. Before I start. No, I don't think so. I don't think I am. If I am, hit me up in the comments, but other than that, I'm only counting movies 1 through 9. Alright, people? Anyway, starting off, I don't know, I just have these in a random order. Starting off, we got Aayla Secura. I'm not really, a big fan of this character. I mean, we saw her got killed in Revenge of the Sith. I guess she's cool, but I don't know, C tier. No, I don't hate her, and I don't like her either. Anyway, Ahsoka Tano. Now, this is gonna be very controversial because I'm not a fanboy. Okay, I had a teacher in 8th grade who was obsessed with Ahsoka. He even made a joke to me that if she was in real life, he would have to marry her. I mean, god damn. Well, in the Clone Wars movie, okay, there is a Clone Wars movie, alright? Okay? It technically counts. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it technically counts. Alright? Because, I mean, how can you make a tier list without, Ahsoka? Anyway. Ahsoka, I'm gonna put in A tier. And I know she should go in S tier. I know. But in the Clone Wars movie, she was a bit of a bitch. Yeah, just some bread. Oh, but why can't we do it this way? I could have gotten away with it, and then Anakin just getting mad. It was like they didn't work until the very end. Anakin and Ahsoka didn't work until the very end of the movie, and she becomes a better character. Over the years, over the show. Saves some lives. She's a very integral part of the story and part of the growth. Anakin and Ahsoka both contribute to each other's growth in the franchise throughout the years, and she even has a fight with Vader and slices a piece of his helmet off. And then she discovers that, Vader is Anakin Skywalker, her old master. Let's not forget that cool fight from The Mandalorian. I think it was season 2, where we got to show off her white lightsabers in live action. And season... I just don't get why we had to have an entire series... Almost the entire season of episode 7. Almost all the episodes in season 7 of Clone Wars were dedicated to Ahsoka. I mean, just milking the cow, people. I didn't just want to see Ahsoka, I didn't just want to see her. I mean, it was cool. She all her scenes were cool in season 7, after the prison escape bullcrap. She even had an entire legion of clones to fight beside her in the Mandalorian in the Mandalorian arc. And she even had a cool fight with Maul. I think she beat him. It's regarded as one of the best lightsaber fights in the franchise, which I beg to differ. But so, yeah, that's all I have to say about Ahsoka. I mean, I'm not a huge fanboy. Anakin Skywalker. Episode S tier is what I meant to say. Probably the most powerful Force being there ever was. I mean, he was conceived by Sidious and Palpatine. I mean, Jesus Christ. Sidious and Plagueis is what I meant to say. And then the energy just went into Shmi's stomach. Where is she? She's in this somewhere. And yeah, created Anakin Skywalker. Episode 1 Anakin, I think there were some mistakes. I mean, he's a very advanced being, I don't like how he just accidentally destroyed the Trade Federation battleship, just accidentally. Oh, what does this button do? Beep! Oops! Okay, R2, gotta get out of here. And, like, it's crazy to me because after episode 1 and 2, Anakin really shows off how powerful he really is. I mean, he's able to hold the Mortis gods with the Force in the air. Like, they're probably almost as powerful as him, and he was able to hold them with the Force and subdue them. Yeah, I mean, he got his hand cut off by Dooku, and then burned in some lava because he made a deal with the devil, Sidious. He said, "Oh, I can save you. I can save your wife. You just have to join me." I mean, really, Anakin? Anyway, he chopped off Mace Windu's hand. He chopped off his son's hand. He chops off a lot of hands in his life. I mean, probably a lot more in the comics than in the movies, but hey. Oh, did you know that Nightfall Anakin Skywalker was probably the time when he was at his most powerful? I mean, the only reason he lost to Obi-Wan on Mustafar was because of his arrogance, He should have just, I don't know, did something else. He shouldn't have overestimated his power, is what he did. Turned into a baked potato and then got less powerful by being put in a suit by Sidious. So, yeah, great going, Anakin. S tier, I mean, he's just a great character. Him and Obi-Wan just have this chemistry that's just perfect. I mean, comedic in the beginning of episode 3. Just, I don't know, twice as good in the Clone Wars series. I didn't really like Anakin that much in episode 2 just because, it's not fair! He's holding me back! Da-da-da! It's not fair! And, put the ship down! That bullshit. And just his overall character in episode 2, him going goblin mode over Padme. I mean, geez. Yeah, not the best written character in episode 2. But, yeah, overall, probably an S tier character. And yeah, moving on. Ventress. I like Ventress. She's an A tier character. No. I'm gonna put her in B tier. B tier just because, in the beginning, she was a Jedi, but then she got turned to the dark side by Dooku. And then she just became a dark side assassin to Dooku, who was never really meant to become anything huge because this was all Sidious's plan. He was going to kill them both. He was going to kill her anyway. And then she got betrayed by Dooku and almost died. But she does have an arc. She becomes a cool bounty hunter, and we get to see some cool stuff like that. She gets her homeworld invaded when she goes back to Mother Talzin, who she has connections with. And then Grievous is told by Dooku to invade the planet and kill her, and that doesn't go as planned. Ventress actually beats Grievous in a duel somehow, but, almost dies because, Grievous is a cheating bastard and has the droids try to kill her. And she even helps out Anakin Skywalker in the search for Ahsoka in the Clone Wars series when Ahsoka was being prosecuted for the bombing of the Jedi Temple. So yeah, pretty cool character. Oh, she also falls in love after Order 66. She falls in love with this one guy. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. Why of all times do I forget his name? I don't know. But yeah, and they try to. I think they both try to take on Dooku, in episode but before Episode 3 in some time, and it fails, of course. And I think her lover dies. So bye bye. Oh, but he turned to the dark side. Anyway, so cool character. I like Ventress a lot. Very, very well written character. Oh, she also beats Luminara Unduli in a duel, and only escapes because, Ahsoka and her were probably outmatching her. Yeah, so anyway, I'll talk more about that when I get to Luminara. I don't think she's on this list. But anyway, she got roasted by Luminara about her knockoff, her Dollar Tree Dooku lightsaber skills. So she beats her in a fight and almost kills her. And yeah. So that's cool. Anyway, I forgot this girl's name. I think it's Aura Singh. That's her name. I'm gonna put her in C tier. We saw her in episode 1. She was on Tatooine. She had a few cool episodes. She even went to invade the Senate with Cad Bane, so she was there as well in the Clone Wars. She had a couple cool episodes in the Clone Wars, and her and Boba Fett, she was like a motherly figure to him when Boba Fett was trying to get revenge on Mace Windu and Plo Koon. Well, Plo Koon went instead of Mace Windu to try and capture Boba Fett, and he did. We had a couple cool Plo Koon scenes. Yeah, she tried to make her escape, but then her ship crashed, and did we ever see her again? I don't know. Anyway, Barriss Offee. Barriss is a cool character, but she turned to the dark side in the Clone Wars, which was really bitch move. Come on. I mean, that one scene in the Clone Wars where she gets her mind infected by a worm, that was some childhood trauma right there. Seeing her, turn into a zombie, trying to attack Ahsoka. Oh, here's Luminara, right here. Anyway, yeah, she was behind the bombing of the Jedi Temple, and when she got arrested, she was spitting facts about how the Jedi aren't what they were back in the old days. They were supposed to be the selfless protectors, and they were supposed to be not really involved in politics. They were just supposed to be guardians, on both sides throughout all of the galaxy. And then she tells the Senate and everyone else, how they just sided with the Republic and they just become war generals and this and that, and they haven't really been upholding their beliefs. And I'll get on to that later on in the video. Oh, we got a lot of characters. All right, BB-8. Ugh, BB-8. Cool character. I don't really give too much shits about him. He was an integral part of the sequel trilogy, and that's that. Cool volleyball droid. That's about it. Captain Rex. Captain Rex was cool. I don't really have much to... Ooh, let me make him go off screen. Anyway, I don't really have much to say about him, to be honest. I mean, he was a really cool he was a really cool clone captain. He was in the 501st and Anakin's Legion, and he was just a really cool character. I don't really remember a lot about him since it's been a while since I watched the show, but overall, I'm gonna give him an A tier. Okay, anyway, Boba Fett. Boba Fett, I'm gonna give a B tier because he was really cool up until the show, and up until like episode 6. I mean, his jetpack malfunctions and he lands into a Sarlacc pit. All he really does is barely fight and show himself off, and then his jetpack fails, falling in the Sarlacc pit, and then that's when the show came out and everyone now looks at Boba Fett differently. But he was a real badass in the comics. You know, he had at least he beat Cad Bane. You know, I don't know if Cad Bane's dead. You know, I wish he would stay dead and not come back, but you know how Star Wars is with people dying. Cad Bane's probably gonna come back. He's probably gonna have his own show and then get his character ruined. Anyway, he was probably one of the top bounty hunters in the galaxy, along with you know, IG-88 and others, you know, like what are the names? Where is he? This guy. Yeah, he often worked along the Empire to do stuff, and he's just a really cool character. I mean, besides the show and episode 5, he was cool as well. I mean, he didn't really do anything, but yeah. Anyway, I forgot this guy's name, but he's going in F tier. He got mind tricked by Luke, and then he dies. Anyway, this guy, I forgot his name. Boss Nass. He's gonna go in E tier just because we get to see him a lot, and he's not really evil, and he just has more time. He just has more time in the Phantom Menace, and then that's probably one of the last times we see him. I don't know. I don't remember if he popped up in the Clone Wars, but yeah, pretty annoying character. I don't really like him that much. I don't think a lot of people like him that much. They just remember him doing and that's it. This guy, I forgot his name. God damn it. But he's gonna go in D tier because he's not as cool as R. Singh, but we did get to have a lot of showtime with him. We got to see, you know, all his skills and stuff like that. He's a pretty gnarly guy. We saw him. He was one of the bounty hunters that searched down Han Solo, but we all know Boba Fett got to him first. I don't really know what happened to him after that, but I know there was a bounty hunter war after The Empire Strikes Back, and I think he was part of it. But yeah, that's about it. I forgot his name. Lizard guy from episode 5 of Star Wars. No. Yeah, him. This guy. Bosk. Yeah, there he is. It's Bosk. Yeah, cool guy. Alright, C-3PO. I'm gonna put him in put him in B tier just because he's not that cool. But he was a very integral part of probably every Star Wars movie. Every Star Wars movie we got to see him. He was built by Anakin, but he was never really finished. He got his mind wiped after Episode 3, so he really wasn't great at recounting events from before Episode 4. But yeah, he served the rebellion. He was a pretty cool character. Him and R2D2. Where is he? I'm gonna put. Where is he? Where is R2? R2D2. Booyah. Him and R2D2 just have this amazing chemistry that's like, it's like those two side characters that everyone wants to like see more of because they're just a comedic duo. Yeah. R2D2, very integral part of the franchise. Without R2D2, I think there probably would be a piece missing. Without R2D2, we would not have gotten a lot of events would not have happened without him. He saved Anakin and Mace Windu's life in the Clone Wars. R2D2 helped Anakin take down the Trade Federation battleship. He helped Anakin get to the Invisible Hand by taking out some buzz droids. And R2D2 delivered the message to Princess Leia. To Obi-Wan Kenobi from Princess Leia that they needed his help. He was able to create the map to Luke Skywalker in Episode 7. Excuse me. And a little fun thing that I think is cool is that when Luke Skywalker in Episode 5 told R2D2 to stay with the ship, he followed him because the last time he heard stay with the ship, it was Anakin, and he never saw him again. So yeah, R2D2 probably remembered that and took it to heart. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, next is Captain Phasma. Not really that cool. I mean, she's got a silver suit, and she had a cool fight scene. No, not that cool, but she had a fight with Finn and lost and died. Well, I think she survived though. And yeah, all we know is that she's a white woman. So yeah, I didn't really read the comics, but I think underneath her helmet in the comics is another helmet, which is weird. But anyway, yeah. She's alright, she's cool. I think she got put in a garbage compactor in Episode 7, but that's pretty funny. I don't know why he's up here. Sorry. Chewbacca. S tier. S tier character. Chewbacca and Han Solo just go together like peanut butter and jelly. He's the muscly, cool, furry, space guy with a crossbow. I mean, doesn't get any cooler than that. And he's a very important character. And we even saw him in Episode 3. I mean, he helped Yoda get off Kashyyyk without being attacked by clones, I don't think. But yeah, pretty sad scene when Chewbacca saw Yoda leave him forever. So yeah, that was pretty sad. Episode 4, him and Han Solo in the canteen, it was pretty cool. He's just a big furry guy that you want to give him a hug. He's like a gentle giant. He's got a heart of stone. He's got a heart that's like half cold, half warm. He's a gentle giant. He can tear your arms off, but he can also protect you like you're his son or daughter. So yeah, and Chewie actually had the gall to shoot Kylo Ren in the stomach, which actually contributed to Rey beating Kylo Ren in the fight in Episode 7 because of just how injured he was. So yeah, he actually landed a hit. You know, I would have thought Kylo Ren would have saw that coming and just held the blaster shot in the air like he did in the beginning of the movie. But nope, he didn't. Yeah, pretty cool scene Episode 7 when he just went rampage mode on the stormtroopers. Yeah, so that's about it. I liked him a lot. Cool character. Commander Cody. Guy literally executed Order 66 on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Actually, I'm gonna put him in fucking C tier. Guy executed Order 66 on Obi-Wan. Like, goddamn. I don't really remember a lot about him. All I know is that he's the cool clone that's in Obi-Wan's Legion. I don't know. Is Obi-Wan's Legion the 200 something? I don't know what number it is. But actually no. That's Krell's 212. Anyway, yeah, so get put in C tier, bitch. Count Dooku, S tier character. He's such a complicated, character. All he wanted was justice and peace in the galaxy, and he was over the years he was and he was the Padawan of Yoda, so that gives him some extra S tier points. All he wanted was peace and justice in the galaxy, and over the years he was seeing just how corrupt the Jedi have been, and how corrupt they've become, and he was seeing a coming darkness for years, but no one would listen to him. So he went to the only person that did, which was Darth Sidious. Yaddle tried to help him out, but I guess the dark side corrupts all. Yeah. So we have a series that's partly dedicated to him, and just it shows that he is actually capable of being a good person. But he kills Yaddle, which is sad. At least Yoda and her got to make Baby Yoda before she died, so that would have been shit. Anyway, it would have been shit if Baby Yoda were never born. Anyway, how come Yaddle looks so much younger than Yoda? I mean, did Yaddle dye her hair brown? Because Yoda's got gray hair. Is he not as old as her? I don't know. That's weird. That's something that is yet to be discovered and learned. But wasn't Yaddle as old as him? And if so, apparently she never dedicated herself to lightsaber skills, because she got beat by Dooku, who got beat by Yoda later on. So all those years, and she wasn't as powerful. She wasn't as powerful as she needed to be to defeat Dooku. I mean, it's weird. Whatever. Anyway, Dooku commits war crimes and gets his hands chopped off and dies. So, yeah, great going, Dooku. So, yeah. Anyway, S tier character. I like him a lot. We should have more Tales of the Jedi episodes dedicated to him. I think that would be a great idea. Darth Maul, S tier character. I don't care what you say. Darth Maul, he got taken in by Sidious and was a very deadly Sith, very deadly combatant to deal with. He took on a bunch of Jedi Masters before Episode 1 and beat them all. And, he was the baddie. He was the baddie in Episode 1. Not the main baddie, but the main baddie that we saw the most. And I think he was the first person to introduce the double-bladed lightsaber too. I mean, when he unveiled that it was pretty cool. Like, nobody's ever seen that before. But now we have spinning lightsabers, and now we have black lightsabers that have a gun attached to them, and lightsabers that can change color. Anyway, so yeah, killed Qui-Gon, which is a bummer. Got cut in half by Obi-Wan, only to survive, of course. He was found by his brother Savage and got taken in by the Night Sisters to get his memory revealed or something like that. His memory back or whatever. And then became an S-tier character. He plotted such a plan that it took over Mandalore. And he got the Darksaber. And only to lose it to Darth Sidious after he got his butt kicked. And he lost his brother to Sidious the very night that he won Mandalore. Although he lost the Darksaber, he still had his original one and had a cool fight. He got rescued by the Mandalorians that were that pledged allegiance to him after he beat Pre Vizsla, who was the leader of Death Watch. And then he knew about Anakin turning to the dark side, and he tried to save the universe. He tried to save the galaxy, but no, it just didn't go his way because he's the bad guy, right? Ahsoka came instead and captured Maul, and then he escaped, never to be seen again except in Rebels and in the Solo Star Wars movie, which is actually good. I don't care what you say, it's the hill I will die on. So yeah, S tier character. I like how Clone Wars is able... Here's the thing about the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars was able to take some nameless, forgettable Jedi and turn them into fan-favorite characters. Not just the Jedi, but just people in general. Like Darth Maul only got like one movie, and then wing, Clone Wars comes along and we get to see him a lot more, and he's now like a fan-favorite character. I mean, this is the potential that we're still able to have, but no, we get crappy ass fucking Boba Fett and shitty ass what else? Not Obi-Wan, but others. Anyway, next character. Ooh, we got Darth Vader and then Sidious. Amazing. We could just end it off here, but no, we have more characters. Darth Vader, S tier character. He's probably one of the most iconic villains of all time. You know, I am your father, which I don't know why. I don't know why that got popular. People just misquoted him, and now people think that he said that, which he didn't. But anyway, yeah. After, like, Darth Vader is just insanely powerful. He took down Order 66 survivors like he was just making breakfast. He was able to use his opponent's saber techniques and use them against his opponents. He was just insanely powerful. He's intimidating to anyone that he comes across, except for his master, Sidious. And you know, I think that the original trilogy was a lot about... It was about Luke and all those characters, but it was also about how broken and how damaged Darth Vader really is. I mean, when he discovers that Luke is his son, like, he turns into a different man, you know? Like, he turned into a different man. He slowly started to turn back to the light side because of how much love his son would give to this mongrel, this war crime committing genocide committing murderer that destroyed planets and massacred millions. So, and even if Darth Vader turned back to the light side and became a good guy, he would get put in jail for the rest of his life. So, yeah, there was really no turning back, to be honest. After he didn't kill him, but after he threw Sidious down the shaft and turned back to the light side, he died. So that was a pretty good way to end it, you know. And he became a Force ghost, which, okay, so this is weird, right? When he became a Force ghost in the original Return of the Jedi film, he was old. So it's confirmed that when you become a Force ghost, you stay, your appearance stays the same as when you died. So whatever retcon you film critics think is going on, no, it's just George Lucas saying, hey, you want to be in telling Hayden Christensen, hey, you want to be in Return of the Jedi? Sure. Okay, we'll put you in as the Anakin Skywalker looking one, not the old guy. We'll just replace him. So it's confirmed. I don't know why they had to have Anakin's Force Ghost as his young version. I guess that Anakin Skywalker died when he became Darth Vader, but then what the fuck? In the original movie, Anakin Skywalker was an old person in his Force Ghost body. So, whatever. I don't want to accept. I just don't want to accept that, you know, Anakin Skywalker died when he became Darth Vader, because Anakin Skywalker came back. He was always Anakin Skywalker. Okay, whatever. Darth Sidious. S-tier character. A.K.A. Senator Palpatine. A.K.A. Chancellor Palpatine. A.K.A. Emperor Palpatine. This guy is probably another iconic villain that, if you've never heard of Darth Sidious, you're an uncultured swine. Uncultured slug. Anyway, Darth Sidious is my favorite villain of all time. In all of movie history, in all of media history, Darth Sidious, from the novels to the movies to the comic books to the lore to whatever, to the shows, is my all-time favorite character. Let's just say all-time favorite villain. Probably one of my all-time favorite characters in all of media. Okay, so this guy. Okay, let's just go from the very beginning, shall we? He was born on Naboo to become, you know, the next to become next in line to the Palpatine family. He didn't want to do that. He was all this guy. Okay, Palpatine, when he was a kid, all through his teens to young adult, was a criminal. He committed crimes, petty crimes, and got away with it just because of his connections. This guy is just... Okay, so next he met Plagueis. And I don't know why Plagueis isn't on this list. Anyway, he met Plagueis. Plagueis turned him to the dark... Plagueis didn't turn him to the dark side, but yeah, Palpatine was almost forced to go to a moon to live because his father didn't like Plagueis. And Palpatine just snapped. He snapped. And just killed everyone on the train, including his entire family, and then went to Plagueis And then Plagueis turned him to the dark side and then became Darth Sidious. Like, goddamn! Goddamn! You should have done that earlier. But, of course, he got away with it. Him and Plagueis manipulated galactic events so that they both would become co-chancellors of the Galactic Republic. Meanwhile, Sidious was training Darth Maul and plotting Plagueis' death. He got Plagueis drunk and killed him. But, Plagueis didn't go down without a fight. He actually stood up and then he got electrocuted to death. So, yeah. And then after this, of course, Palpatine won the election. It became Supreme Chancellor Palpatine of the Galactic Republic. And then after this, and then during this, he turned Dooku to the dark side, turned him into Darth Tyrannus. Him and Dooku orchestrated the Clone Wars. So everything that happened in the Clone Wars, all the atrocities, the millions of deaths, all of our main characters dying, all the way up to Revenge of the Sith, and the execution of Order 66, was because of Palpatine. He even turns Anakin to the dark side by giving him nightmares that Padme was going to die in childbirth. So he had Anakin go to him to give him the power to save Padme, which is such a fucking bluff. Anyway, execution of Order 66 went almost perfectly. All of my boy Plo Koon died. I wish they didn't show him dying so that we could speculate that he survived. Anyway, and then he declared himself Emperor of the Galactic Empire, and all the senators just went along with it. I mean, I don't understand. He was able to outmaneuver Yoda by gaining the advantage. Yoda would have wiped the floor with Sidious if he didn't in a duel. Like he would have killed him, but because of how smart Sidious is, he was able to get the advantage over Yoda and end the fight in a tie. So he survived a more powerful opponent just because of his brains. Turns Anakin into Darth Vader and puts him in a suit, which makes him less powerful, so that he has less of a chance of overthrowing Sidious, which is brilliant. The Galactic Empire goes well until Luke Skywalker, and we all know how that went. And he even survived. His consciousness went into another body, which was Snoke, where is he? Right here. I'm gonna put Snoke as a character. Snoke as a character is like down here, but we all know who Snoke is. Anyway, I know somebody who thought Snoke was one of the younglings that survived Anakin's onslaught in the Jedi Temple, just because of the scar on his head and just the scars on his face. I mean, how idiotic is that? Anyway, that's stupid. And people thought this was Mace Windu. Are you dead? Are you retarded? This is not Mace Windu. This is not a fucking Jedi youngling. This is not This doesn't look like anybody. This doesn't even look like anybody that has ever existed in the history of human insanity. Okay? Anyway, who's next? Done talking about Snoke. Anyway, so Sidious got his mind transferred into Snoke, and he even turned in Disney. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Disney canon. Okay, Disney canon. He gets his body transferred into Snoke, and he turns Leia and Han's son, Ben Solo, to the dark side to become the master of the Knights of Ren, and form the First Order. And yeah, so the start of a new brilliant S-tier character. Anyway, and that doesn't go as planned, because after 2 movies, Snoke gets cut in half by Kylo Ren, and then he becomes the new Supreme Chancellor. Anyway, after this, Sidious forms the Final Order, which is basically, the final, which is basically part 2 of the First Order. And here's the thing, Disney canon, right? He goes to this planet and has a mass amount of followers and creates this humongous, like ridiculously huge army in the shadows, while nobody knows, which is just ridiculous. How do you create? I mean, like, it was probably like hundreds of Star Destroyers, and think of how many millions or even billions of people had to man these starships. And it just doesn't make sense to me. How can you create something so big without anyone noticing? I don't know. Sidious is just that smart. Anyway, okay. Here we go. The better version. The Legends canon. Sidious gets his body transferred into a new body, not this ugly piece of shit. And Luke and him actually have a duel, and I think Luke wins. I guess that's it's a better version. Darth Sidious. I'll show you guys. Legends can. I'm gonna just go comic book. Darth Sidious, new body in comics. Okay, let's see if I can find it. I don't know. I can't find it for some reason, but oh yeah. Here we go. Duels Luke in the comics. Yeah, this is his new body. Yeah, it looks a lot cooler than it does in Rise of Skywalker. I mean, it's actually like, okay, this isn't it. It looks a lot cooler than in Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, they actually have a duel, and I think Luke wins, right? I think Luke wins. So yeah, a better way to wrap up Sidious is to just have Luke actually beat him instead of Rey, who in no way, shape, or form should have been able to outmatch Sidious, which is a bunch of bullshit. Okay, Rey was not that powerful. She was not that powerful. She was, I get she was the bloodline of Sidious in Disney canon, but in no way, shape, or form would she have been able to defeat someone like, someone like fucking Ayla Secura, or even Ventress. No, everybody except for Rey had good dueling skills. And she even lost to Kylo Ren. Okay. Whatever. Next character. This slime ball from fucking... this slime ball from The Last Jedi. He broke Finn and... damn, we still have a lot of characters left. Damn. And Rose out of prison, only to betray them to the First Order. So, yeah. Slime ball. Anyway, I forgot who this guy is, but we saw him in The Phantom Menace. He dies in the Clone Wars. I don't really know a lot about him, except that he dies, but he and a young version of Tarkin knew the coordinates of some sort of route that would help the Republic, or the that would help one side win the war, and they were going to give it to the Republic. When he died, he told Ahsoka some of the coordinates that he knew, and Ahsoka got out alive. This guy died to a bunch of wolves. Like, he got bit in the neck or bit in the head. This guy's like, I don't know, a little bigger than Yoda, but damn. What a shitty way to go out. Anyway, because of him, I know that the Republic had an advantage over the Separatists. So yeah, don't know much about him. I think his name's like Evan Peel or whatever. All right, Finn. He's a cool character, I guess. He used to be a stormtrooper. He helped the Resistance. He even had a fight against Kylo Ren and almost died. But yeah, he did not come out the victor. And he beat Captain Phasma in a fight. That's about it. In Rise of Skywalker, he didn't really do much. I mean, he did lead the fight on Exegol along with some other girl. But yeah, I think all people remember him doing is shouting, "Rey! Rey! Rey!" Anybody remember that one bug from that one video game that would make that guy shout, "Sean! Sean! Sean!" Game bug where guy shouts, "Sean. Sean. Sean!" Heavy Rain, that's the game. Yeah, Heavy Rain. Anyway, yeah. They should have a mod where it's Finn shouting Rey. Rey! Rey! Alright, General Grievous. S tier character. Nah, I'm gonna put him in A tier. Sorry, guys. Oof, made a mistake there. A tier. General Grievous, why he gets his name is really sad, because he had a love interest, and he was a war general, and this is not what he used to look like. This is not what he used to look like. He lost his love to a bunch of to his enemies, and that's his name, Grievous. And then he got his ship blown up by Dooku, and then Dooku said, "Hey, you want to fight for me? You know, the Jedi and the Republic suck." And Grievous was like, "Sure." And then, you know, he gets rebuilt in this cybernetic body and just is a powerhouse against Jedi and just anyone who comes before him. He was the leader of the droid army. I have the droids right here. They're pretty... I don't know why. They have the stormtroopers and the droids. They don't have the clones, though. he's the leader of the droid army, and he's able to like just wipe out anyone who comes before him. He had a lot of duels with Obi-Wan in which Obi-Wan sort of outsmarted him. But yeah, he's a pretty badass character, and he can split his arms into four. Well, he can have four arms and wield four lightsabers at a time. So yeah, pretty cool. Obi-Wan kills him though, but he gets his body repurposed in the Empire to make droids. Like killer droids, but it doesn't really work out. And yeah, so good to know that General Grievous's robotic corpse didn't just get abandoned. Anyway, cool character. Although he did lose to a couple integral characters a lot of the time. And he overestimated himself a lot. That's probably his only flaws. Anyway, Admiral Hux. I want to say Husk, but Admiral Hux. He's here. He was a bitch throughout the sequel trilogy, and that's all I want to say. This guy too. Stupid character. I guess he was in the Empire and served Sidious in Rise of Skywalker and dies. So that's about it. A bunch of wasted potential with him. Feel like he could have had a backstory, but guess he didn't. All we know is that he worked in the Empire, but that's it. Gonk droid. Nah, just kidding. Anyway, Admiral Tarkin. I'm gonna put him in D tier, just because we only get to see him in the Clone Wars, working for the Republic, and as an admiral in the Empire in Episode 4. He gets blown up. Admiral Tarkin was a bitch in the Clone Wars. He was all like, "Oh, the Jedi are don't do what needs to be done," and da 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 da. And I mean, I guess he helped the Republic get an advantage over the Separatists, because he had the coordinates like Evan Peel, whatever that arc was in the Clone Wars. But yeah, he gets blown up on the Death Star. So yeah, Greedo I'm gonna put in F tier, because he was a shit bounty hunter in the Clone Wars, and he got what he deserved in Episode 4. That's about it. He worked for Jabba, and he sucked. That's it. Han Solo, S tier. Han Solo, he's like a guy that you would want to go on an adventure with. You know, he drives the Millennium Falcon, the iconic spaceship. You know, like think of Chewie and Han Solo, like peanut butter and jelly, right? Like I said, but the Millennium Falcon is the bread, or whatever goes on, or whatever connects, goes on one side and on the other, like bread. You know, if you eat your PB&J on a fucking tortilla, go kill yourself, okay? Anyway, Han Solo, cool character from the start. You know, he kind of reminds me of like the Wild West, you know, just because of his demeanor and like, I don't know. He reminds me of a Wild West character. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of Indiana Jones too much. But yeah, this guy's like the Indiana Jones of Star Wars, you know? Him and Leia fall in love in The Empire Strikes Back. He gets carbonated. Leia rescues him, and him and Leia fall in love after Episode 6 and have a child. I think in Disney canon, it was Ben Solo or Kylo Ren. Han Solo wasn't really that much of a father. Damn. Do you guys hear those sirens? Anyway, which is probably why Ben Solo probably didn't really like his father that much, and that's why he killed him, unlike his mother. But anyway, Han Solo is just a cool character. I mean, he's very integral to the series. Oh, did you know that George Lucas was gonna put Han Solo in Episode 3 as like a child being raised by the Wookiees? But yeah, I agree, that wouldn't have worked out. Anyway, Han Solo's got a cool movie about himself, and it's actually good. I don't care what anyone says. But even though I'm only ranking characters from like episodes 1 through 9, I do have to say that Kira, who's not on this list, who Han falls in love with, I think they should have gotten back together sometime. Like, they were just a great couple, and she's just a great character in general that I think fit Han Solo perfectly well. Anyway, anybody else want to see that character return? I know I do. I want to see her and Darth Maul doing stuff. Anyway, next, Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt. F tier character. I mean, I get he's a crime lord, but in the original film, Jabba the Hutt is a human. That's why I don't know why it wasn't edited out, but after him and Han are done talking in episode 4, Han Solo's like, "You're a wonderful human being." Yeah, that's because George Lucas had the brilliant idea of turning Jabba the Hutt into this slug of a thing. I mean, I get him and his species are like really, really smart and stuff like that. But other than that, he's just a slug who deserved to die by Leia's hands. So that's about it. Jango Fett. Jango Fett. I'm gonna put in C tier. He's cool, but like not as cool as his father. Jango Fett, because of him, we get the clones because they used his body as a template for the clones in the Clone Wars. He's a cool bounty hunter. I like his pistols. Him and Obi-Wan had a little fight. He got killed in the Clone Wars by Mace Windu, which was Boba Fett's main motivation for, the revenge against the Jedi, and him and his revenge against Mace Windu, and because of his dad, he inspired his son to become just like him, and I think he's using his father's armor as well. Oh, and before anybody even thinks, did you know that he was also Mandalorian? He was not a Mandalorian. Boba Fett and Jango Fett were not Mandalorians. He just has Mandalorian armor. I don't know why the Star Wars creators had the idea of modeling the Mandalorian armor off of Boba Fett and Jango Fett's armor. Because then people are like, oh, well, was Boba Fett and Jango Fett Mandalorian as well? No. Anyway, next character. Jango Fett had the same ship as Boba Fett. So, the Slave One. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. Hey, YouTube bot. I'm talking about Boba Fett and Jango Fett's starship. Okay, I'm not actually saying, like, I'm not actually talking about slaves. Okay. Speaking, next character. This girl, I don't know. Next character, this girl. Not really, I don't really know much about her. She was part of the Resistance. Well, no, she was a stormtrooper in the First Order. And that's really all we know about her. She led the fight on Exegol along with Finn. But, yeah, she's just a farmer girl, that's all. Jar Jar Binks, F-tier character. Sorry. And he's not a Sith Lord. Don't even get me started on that. Jar Jar Binks is just a horrible idea of a character. I mean, he's so stupid. He's not funny. He's awkward and weird and annoying and loud and obnoxious and stupid. So many things to say about this CGI demon. Okay? He had no future after Revenge of the Sith. He became a freaking a street show guy who would do tricks and shit like that. Anyway, I was gonna look up if Jar Jar Binks met Darth Vader, but I don't know. I think I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah, I'm thinking of Watto. Anyway. Yeah, but they did do the voice actor for Jar Jar Binks justice by putting him in the Mandalorian season 3 show. He was a Jedi that saved Grogu. I mean, that is some justice, because everyone used to hate on the guy. I mean, he was just playing a character. It's not him. He's playing a character. You know? That's like I kind of felt bad, and then I kind of feel bad, and then they put him in the show, and it's like, yeah, well, he got what he deserved. He finally got what he deserved. Anyway, alright, Ki-Adi-Mundi. Here we go. We're getting to some Jedi here. Ki-Adi-Mundi, I'm going to put... I actually don't like him at all. He's got 4 wives. And he's on the Jedi Council. And we're not supposed to have attachments, right? But no, this guy has 4 wives. Oh, and in the Clone Wars, did you know that he ordered flamethrowers on Geonosians? That's a literal war crime in the real world. You cannot use flamethrowers on people. Like that's inhumane. Anyway, and this is he's boring. He's boring too. He's just a cookie cutter Jedi Council member that nobody cares about. That's it. He's a douchebag. He didn't really care. And he deserved to die in Revenge of the Sith. I don't care. Unlike Kit Fisto, who's like a B tier character, I like him a lot. He's like one of my favorite characters. He's good underwater, unlike a lot of Jedi. He actually won against Grievous, but then Grievous got his Magna Droids and that. He got Grievous onto the ground, but then Grievous got back up and outnumbered Kit Fisto with his Magna Guards. So yeah. Oh, and it's some people also say that he did use Force Lightning against Darth Sidious to block all of Sidious's blows against him. And then, he... Pretty sad the way he died, He faced up against Sidious for like 2 seconds and then died. So yeah, and in the Revenge of the Sith novel, he knew something wasn't going to go right with this. He said that he wanted to have Yoda come with, which was probably a good idea. It was probably a good idea. But no, because of Mace Windu and everybody else's level of confidence and overconfidence in themselves, they got themselves killed. God damn. I mean, Kit Fisto deserved better, to be honest. Anyway, and he also has this signature smile that nobody can forget. I mean, just look at that face. It looks so innocent. He looks like he's so happy to be on Geonosis right now, slaughtering droids. And among his other Jedi that died. Anyway, alright, next character, Kylo Ren, or Ben Solo, S tier character. I think, to be honest, the sequel trilogy was more about Kylo Ren than it was about Rey. I mean, he's such a complicated character. like Dooku, but in a different way. Like he's broken inside. He's struggling with himself. You know, Sidious is really like the main father figure he had besides Han Solo, which he wasn't really there for him that much. And Luke Skywalker, you know, he was gonna kill him, and Kylo Ren had no other choice but to fight back, and then that's when he snapped. He destroyed the Jedi Temple and turned the dark side and eventually became supreme leader of the First Order. And the only reason he lost to Rey was because of his mental state in the end, and because of his injury. Chewbacca shot him with his crossbow in the side, and that was right after he killed his own father. I mean, he's not in the mental state to be facing off a scavenger girl with a lightsaber discovering her powers. So that's the only reason he lost to her. And he made up for it by killing Snoke. So yeah. And came back to save Rey in the end of Rise. Oh, and he beat Rey in a fight. So he definitely got back at Rey. You gonna beat me? Watch. I'll eventually beat you. Wink. And the only reason he didn't kill Rey was because of Leia reaching out to him throughout the Force, because she is Force sensitive. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. And he saved Rey. He took down the Knights of Ren all by himself, and saved Rey from. He brought Rey back to life somehow, because somehow he knows the fucking. Because somehow he knows the same, healing powers that Rey did in Rise of Skywalker, because somehow he learned that. Did he learn that at the Jedi Temple with Luke? I don't know. I don't think he did. Maybe Luke had that ability in Legends canon, but I don't think he did in Disney canon. So, whatever that bullshit was, and the stupid ass kiss with Rey that brought her back to life. No, not back to life, but the healing power that he used to save Rey. It doesn't make sense. I don't think he ever learned that. I don't think he ever did in his life, because he was too busy in the dark side. But, yeah. Anyway, next character. Lando Calrissian. Pretty cool character. I'm going to give him B, because we didn't really get to see him a lot, But he's still a cool character. He and Han are friends, and we saw him in the Solo movie. Darth Vader basically forced Lando into betraying him. What was he going to do? Fight back against Darth Vader? No, he would have died. So it wasn't really his fault that he had to betray Han Solo, because they did get there before Han and Leia. But yeah, he helped save Han on Tatooine from Jabba the Hutt, and he helped the rebellion on the final fight against the second Death Star. And then we got to see him in Rise of Skywalker, and I guess he did something in Rise of Skywalker. Other than that, he's a cool character. I wouldn't put him any lower than B tier. All right. Luke Skywalker, S tier character. Luke Skywalker, the son of Anakin Skywalker, the son of Darth Vader. Grew up on Palpatine. Grew up on Tatooine. grew up on Tatooine with his aunt and uncle. I forgot his uncle's name. I want to say Uncle Ben, but that's not his name. Anyway, I think everyone knows Luke's story. I mean, I'm not gonna freaking go over it. In Legends canon, he did become insanely powerful, almost as powerful as Anakin and Yoda. But yeah, the main reason for Darth Vader turning back to the light side was because of Luke Skywalker, being compassionate to him and showing him the love that he needed to have in his life from, just besides Sidious's manipulation and fake caring for him, And in Legends canon, Luke Skywalker did have some children that got turned to the dark side, but then, anyway, S tier character. I mean, it wouldn't be Star Wars without Luke Skywalker, Anyway, next character, Luminara Unduli. I'm going to put her in C tier as well, just because I don't have anything against her, really. She trained Barriss Offee, but I wouldn't say she's a failed master, but I don't know what was going on between Barriss and Luminara, but I guess they had a falling out because then Barriss bombed the Jedi Temple. Anyway, Luminara actually lost to Ventress on Geonosis. Or was it Geonosis? No, it was on a ship. It was on a Star Destroyer. And she got saved by Ahsoka. That's about it. I mean, I guess she's cool. She survived Order 66, but then got killed by a Inquisitor. Yeah, so next, Mace Windu. I really don't want to put Mace Windu in A tier. I'm going to put him in B tier, alright? The only reason people like Mace Windu is because he's Samuel L. Jackson and because no one else at the time had a purple lightsaber. Okay? That's it. And he killed Jango Fett. And he just didn't give a shit. That's it. Other than that, he was a... He wasn't really that great to Anakin Skywalker or anyone else, really. I mean, he was on the council, but he wasn't really that great of a person, to be honest. I mean, he had a lot of the dark side in him, but he was able to subdue it. And he had the ability to use his opponent's dark side against him, which probably helped him against Palpatine. He was kind of mean, like, to be honest. He wasn't really that great to Anakin. He wasn't really that great to Boba Fett when he was a kid and he got sent to prison. Boba Fett was like, "You killed my father, I'll never forgive you." And then Mace Windu was like, "Well, you're going to have to." Who says that? I mean, to be honest, he didn't provide any like closure, like or anything. He just said, "Oh, you're gonna have to forgive me, bitch." Like, you serious? And then he just straight up decapitates Jango Fett before that. I mean, isn't killing not the Jedi way? Right? I mean, I guess he had to because, Jango Fett was a pretty tough opponent and he was trying to kill him. But, yeah, I mean, I guess he had to, but for real, he could have just disarmed him. Chopped off his arms, at least. But no, he just straight up did a 360 twirl and decapitated him. I mean, that's gruesome, to be honest. I've never seen a Jedi really decapitate anyone besides Mace Windu. Anyway, in Revenge of the Sith, he actually had the audacity to gather up 4 Jedi and say, hey, we're going to go take down a possible Sith Lord, the one we've been looking for, so hope you guys are ready. 4 of them. If it were me, I would have called up all the baddest boys and girls there were to Palpatine's office. I would have taken Yoda. I would have taken the 3 Jedi that Mace had, along with Kit Fisto. I would have taken Plo. I would have called up Plo Koon. He was like, "All right, come back to Coruscant with your boys. We're gonna take on a Sith Lord, the one we've been looking for." I would have called up Yoda. I would have called up Shakti. I would have called up goddamn Ahsoka, and I would have taken Anakin along with me. I would have taken every Jedi that's on this list to the office. But no. Mace Windu actually thought that he had a chance, along with 3 other Jedi, against the Sith Lord that they've been looking for. Darth Sidious! No! Do you think that the person that orchestrated the Clone Wars, or the person behind the Separatists, was going to be, taken down by 4 Jedi? No. And, by the way, Mace Windu did not defeat Sidious. Sidious would have annihilated him. He only let himself get knocked to the floor because he knew Anakin was coming to save him. And that's another point I want to make. He should have taken Anakin. Mace Windu should have taken Anakin with him so that he could see just how gruesome Sidious really is, how gruesome Palpatine really is. But yet again, Palpatine probably would have had a backup plan as well, so that's just how brilliant Sidious is. So besides gathering up all the Jedi, all the notably powerful Jedi you knew against Sidious, there was no other way. I mean, maybe Anakin would have realized how evil Sidious is and taken him on, and he would have won. But, nah. Anakin was already, turning to the dark side. So, it's whatever. This woman, I don't really know. I forgot her name, but she, I guess, was a character in the sequel trilogy. This guy, I don't really know. He's like the Chewbacca of Lando Calrissian, but not really. I'm putting him in E tier. This guy I'm putting in F tier. I'm gonna put him in E tier. All right. This guy's such a slime ball. I mean, it's just the way he talks. The way he talks, I would want to slap him in the face. He's such a bad villain. Like, no wonder people didn't really like the Phantom Menace that much. It's because of this. One of the reasons is because of this guy. I mean, seriously, he wanted to starve the people of Naboo to pressure Queen Amidala into signing the treaty. I mean, damn, does it get any slimier than that? Damn. Anyway, next person. And he got killed deservingly by Anakin. Yeah, there we go. And him and Grievous didn't really get along. The only notable, good thing that I think he did was challenge Grievous in episode 3 when he was like, safe? Without Count Dooku, I doubt your ability to keep us safe. And then, yeah. Alright, Obi-Wan Kenobi. S-tier character. Yeah, I mean, they have his other pictures in here, but I want to go with the episode 4 version. Obi-Wan Kenobi, there's a lot of things to say about him. He would not have won against Anakin if Anakin wasn't so arrogant. Anakin is more powerful. He's a more skilled duelist. He's way more powerful, especially when he was on Mustafar on Nightfall. His Nightfall version was probably the most powerful. Obi-Wan, he was Qui-Gon's apprentice. I'm not gonna go over the entire history of Obi-Wan, but yeah, he took down Darth Maul, and he took down Darth Maul again in Rebels and finally killed him. He helped protect Luke. He saved Leia in his own show, and he even defeated Darth Vader in his own show as well. Took a piece of his mask off, just like Ahsoka. I guess, did Vader get his mask sliced open again after that? I mean, did he learn the first time? I don't think he did. I don't think he learned the first time when Obi-Wan sliced his helmet open. That's why Ahsoka was able to do it again. I mean, take it to heart, Vader. You got your damn head. You almost got your damn head taken off. Anyway, yeah, amazing, funny character in the Clone Wars. Cool character. It was just a cool character in all the movies too. I liked his sort of space investigation arc in Episode 2 when he was tracking down Jango Fett and eventually got captured in Geonosis. And then everyone went to go save him. I mean, damn, don't you feel special when I mean, maybe it was because of Count Dooku being there, but imagine you get captured and then, like, the entire U.S. military goes to save you. I mean, damn. Anyway, Episode 3, I can't imagine the heartbreak Obi-Wan would feel when he realizes his own Padawan slaughtered countless Jedi in the Jedi Temple, and became the apprentice of the Sith Lord everyone's been looking for. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. Next, Padme Amidala. I'm gonna give her an A tier. Padme was a really cool character. I mean, she basically led to his downfall, to be honest. But to be honest, it was more of Darth Sidious leading to Anakin's downfall. All Padme ever wanted was to start a family with Anakin, and then Anakin's like, no, I'm gonna save you. Don't worry. And then he ends up choking Padme. Yeah. So, Padme is a really cool character from Episode 1 from the start. She helped take back Theed Palace. We saw her in the Clone Wars do some really cool stuff. Episode 2 was cool as well. We got to see her get married to Anakin, which was a terrible idea. But, I mean, if I were Padme, I wouldn't get married to Anakin. I mean, damn. Damn. It's like getting married to that guy with issues, imagine having issues but also being a bitch as well. Like, damn. Yeah, she was cool in Episode 2. She was cool in all the movies. In everything she was in. She was cool. So yeah, that's about it. Plo Koon. A tier character. I'm not giving him S tier. A tier character. I love him. Okay? This guy, he's got the voice of that guy that just gets better with age. It's like the fine wine Jedi, He only gets cooler, and I like his voice as well. He's got the voice of like a fine wine guy, only gets better with age. him and Ahsoka have a strange. I mean, not have a strange, but have a cool connection. He brought her to the Jedi Temple to become trained under Anakin. So he's like an uncle towards her, to be honest. I mean, wish he were my uncle. But other than that, Plo Koon was a very integral character in the Clone Wars. You know, they turned Plo Koon from a nameless, forgettable Jedi into an actual fan favorite character. I mean, this guy is like my favorite Jedi. I wish that we didn't get a scene where he died in Revenge of the Sith, so that fans could speculate whether he was alive or not. Because damn, it would be cool if he survived. I hope in the Ahsoka show we get to see flashbacks of him, to be honest, because that would be awesome. Because I know there's an Ahsoka show coming out. It's going to be a while, though. I might react to the trailer. Anyway. Yeah. Plo Koon. Oh, and fun fact. Plo Koon was the only person able to defeat Yoda in a duel. I mean, and he also learned Force Lightning, which was like yellow, I think, for him. Yeah. He's got a sister who tried to defeat Darth Vader, but Darth Vader killed her. That's about it for Plo Koon, to be honest. Anyway, alright, Poe Dameron. He got his own comic series, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan of him. I'm gonna put him in C tier. He was cooler than Finn, to be honest. But yeah. I don't really have a lot to say about him. He was cool, alright. Princess Leia, S tier. S tier character, you know. Without Princess Leia reaching out to Kylo Ren just about right before he killed Rey, I think the galaxy would have had a different turn of events, and it would have been a lot worse, you know. And I don't get why Leia had to die. I mean, did it really take? She must not be that powerful in the Force, because it took all of her energy to reach out to him like that. I mean, goddamn. She survived being blown up in a ship into space. So that's a cool feat. Her and Han have a cool chemistry. I mean, it's not like Han and Chewie, you know, peanut butter and jelly. Han and Leia, I feel, is more peanut butter and banana. You know what I'm saying? And then Han and Lando being peanut butter chocolate, you know, a Snickers bar. Anyway, so I don't really have a lot to say about Leia. I know in Legends canon she became a Jedi. Oh, and fun fact, in Legends canon, Leia actually used Darth Vader's lightsaber for a time. So apparently they found the lightsaber and used it. Anyway, Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm going to put him in A tier. You know? He's a cool character, and I wish he... here's the problem with Episode 1. Characters didn't have enough screen time. You know, Darth Maul didn't have enough screen time. Qui-Gon Jinn didn't have enough screen time. You know? Like, a bunch of potential that just wasn't there. You know? I mean, the only reason he lost against Darth Maul was because he was starting to get exhausted. But that doesn't make any sense. Can't you just call on the Force to give you some more energy? I mean, I don't understand. Maybe he just didn't, and that's why he died. But anyway, he became a Force ghost, and he taught Yoda how to become a Force ghost. And he was trained under Dooku, so that makes him an even better character. Qui-Gon was sort of like Dooku Light. I mean, he was trying to warn the Jedi that there was a Sith out there, and there was some darkness, you know, trying to take over. But nobody listened to him once again. And yeah, that's about it. And he reached out to Obi-Wan. I think he taught Obi-Wan how to become a Force ghost as well. So yeah, props to Qui-Gon for a lot of stuff. You know, he took Anakin he took Anakin from Tatooine, and not took him, but he took him to Coruscant, and yeah. Anyway, next is the Rancor. I don't know why I put him on this list, but I thought it would be funny. F tier. Rey. Oh my god. D tier. No. You know what? C tier. She's a mid character. Mary Sue. Okay? In no way, shape, or form was like. In no way, shape, or form could she have defeated Palpatine. I don't know how she did it. Doesn't Palpatine learn that every time he uses his Sith lightning against, opponents, that it might not go well? It might get deflected back at him, It got deflected back at him from Mace Windu. He used it on Luke, and, Darth Vader, threw him over a ledge. He used it against Rey, and she deflected it against him, and it caused him to explode. I mean, what the fuck? And then he goes to, and then Rey goes to Tatooine to take this yellow lightsaber, and I don't know why, but yeah, I mean, somehow she won against Kylo Ren, which is stupid. Even with Kylo Ren, suffering mentally and physically, he still has more skills and strength, and he should have had more skills and strength against her. But no, she just had to win, right? She just had to win. Anyway, enough about this stupid character. An even stupider character, Rose, T tier. She was an integral character in episode 8, and then episode 9. Oh, she's busy. She's busy. She's not going to come along the ride. Salacious Crumb, I don't know. Funny character, haha. Wampa, F tier. Watto, bitch ass, F tier. Watto was Anakin's slave owner. Yeah, and that's about it. And he got killed by Darth Vader, so justice served. And he sold Anakin's mom to the Tusken Raiders. God damn. Anyway, Wicket is gonna go in D tier. He's not that cool, but he's merchandising opportunity. He's a cute little panda thing that him and the other Ewoks helped against the Empire, which was interesting to see. I think they all should have just been what really would have happened was they all would have been massacred, because they just don't have the technology that the Empire does. I think the Ewoks just caught them by surprise, but hey, that's how it is. Alright, Yoda, S tier character. He's like 1,000 years old, or he's like over 900 years old, but he became insanely powerful, the most wise Jedi, and probably one of the most powerful Jedi, except for Anakin Skywalker. He was an integral part. He was an integral part of the entire series. We even got to see him in the sequel trilogy. I think it was episode 8 when he just trolled old Luke Skywalker and just lit the house on fire. And then Luke was like, the ancient Jedi texts! And then Yoda's like, you don't need them. You don't need them, though. Anyway, Yoda took on many opponents, took on many adversaries, and won. And he's probably the most skilled with a lightsaber, to be honest. Him, Anakin, and Sidious were probably the most skilled with a lightsaber that there in his time that there ever was. For somehow he was not able to sense that there was a darkness coming, but at the same time he was like, you know what, the Jedi need to really restart, because they're not really what they were. back when he was younger. So he saw the flaws in the Jedi, but I don't know why he didn't do anything about it, to be honest. Maybe he was just waiting for the downfall of the Jedi so that the Jedi could restart. And, you know? Like, he was able to take on Sidious, and, you know, he should have he should have won, but, you know, it's whatever. He helped train Luke Skywalker a little bit, and he even knew about Leia, and he told Luke, and yeah, that's it. Oh, and did you know that Yoda reached out to Darth Sidious in Return of the Jedi, and he told him that you're not going to win, and then he disappeared. Pretty interesting. He just appeared and he was like, you ain't going to win this, and then he left. Alright, next. Boba Fett. I don't know why I have Boba Fett as a child in here. Anyway, this character that I forgot existed because Rise of Skywalker introduced cool characters and didn't do anything with them. I think her name is Zori Bliss. She used to date Poe Dameron, and she used to spice smuggle with him. And now she's a bounty hunter, or just, I don't know, I don't know, she does something. I don't know what she does. But she's got a backstory, and she has connections, that's it. And she had a coin that could get anyone into access to whatever it was in the First Order. So yeah, pretty interesting. Alright, next character, we're almost done. Admiral Ackbar. I'm gonna put in C tier. I don't hate him, but I also don't love him. You know, he was the guy that said it's a trap. But yeah, that's about it. He was one of the leaders of the rebellion, and I think he was alive during the Republic. And yeah, I think no, he died in episode 8, which is sad. But it's whatever. All right, Senator Organa. I forgot his name. Oh, Bail Organa. Yeah. He was a very integral character in, you know, I'm going to put him in B tier. No, I'm going to keep him in C tier. He was a very important character. You know what? Fuck it. B tier. He was a very integral character, very important. He helped Yoda escape Order 66. He raised Leia, and he actually ran for Supreme Chancellor against Palpatine. He helped fight in the rebellion, and overall, great dude, you know? Alright, Aunt Beru and Uncle Tom. I forgot his name. Luke Skywalker uncle. Uncle Lars. Okay, that's a very forgettable name. Aunt Beru and Uncle Lars. I'm gonna put in C tier. Nah, I'm gonna put him in D tier. Because they didn't really do much. They raised Luke Skywalker, which is basically it. And they were gonna fight Reva when she came to kill Luke Skywalker. And yeah. He had a real gun. I think they were called slug throwers, because regular bullets against a lightsaber were kind of dangerous, because the bullet melted through the lightsaber and spat hot metal onto their face or wherever they deflected it. So yeah, he had a gun. All right. I forgot what this guy's name is. I think it's I forgot, but he's one of the bounty hunters that was trying to find Han Solo. We saw him in the Clone Wars for a little bit. I guess he yeah, so I don't know. I don't really know a lot about him. I guess he got into an injury, which is why he's all bandaged up and stuff. But that's about it. I forgot his name. Dengar. That's his name, Dengar. Okay. Dexter Jetster. I'm gonna put in D tier because don't. I'm actually yeah. I'm gonna put him in D tier just because we don't really see him a lot except for a little bit in episode 2. He ran a diner, a galaxy famous diner, because his food was so good. Um, he helped out Obi-Wan and he was able to identify what kind of dart that was used that Jango Fett had to kill that one bounty hunter that tried to kill Padme, and he traced it back to Kamino, and that's how Obi-Wan was able to know where to go for all the answers that he needed. He had to go to Kamino. He knows a lot of stuff. Very smart guy. He's been around. So if you bring him an artifact you don't know about, he could probably tell you all about it. And he's just a cool character that if you see him on the street, you want to just talk. You want to just stop by and say hi to him and talk about how life is going. And he'll probably give you a discount if you know him. He'll give you a discount in his restaurant and give you some good customer service. Anyway, Poggle the Lesser, F tier character. He was the leader of the Geonosians and was one of the leaders of the Separatists. That's it. Anakin killed him. All right, another one. I think this guy is I forgot his name, but he's also a Separatist leader. He's the leader of the Techno Union. Anyway, he had a weird voice box that would act weird. I don't know why. In episode 2, it didn't really malfunction in the Clone Wars, which is strange. But hey, I think he was like the last one to die out of all the Separatists by Anakin's lightsaber. All right, Shakti. I'm gonna put in B tier. I like this character a lot. She's one of my favorite Jedi. She's a nice motherly figure that you would want in your life. She helped train the Clone Wars. She was on Kamino a lot. She was a large part of that arc that was in the Clone Wars. It was about this one that discovered a plot against the Republic. Yeah, that was it. We didn't really see her again after she tried to catch Fives, who was the clone that discovered the secret about the chips that were in their heads. Anyway, she has a very calm presence, but in the Clone Wars she could wreck shit up. So yeah. I forgot this guy's name, but he's friends with Luke Skywalker, and he survived the Death Star. I'm gonna put him in D tier. I'm gonna put him in C tier just because that's how much I like him. Anakin's mom. Shmi. She just was like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. She gave birth to Anakin Skywalker. So if she's the mother, does that mean that Sidious is his father? Or is Plagueis his father? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Because in the novels, Plagueis and Sidious tried to make a Force being, but instead they made a light being. And then it went into Shmi Skywalker. So I guess you could say that Sidious and Plagueis gangbanged Shmi. Anyway, Babu Freak, I'm going to put him in E tier just because it's a cute little thing that helped our main characters in Rise of Skywalker discover where Exegol is or how to find Exegol. So yeah. This woman, Admiral Holdo. I didn't really like her. Oh shit. I didn't really like her that much, to be honest. I don't really like her that much, although she did invent the Holdo maneuver, which she drove she went into light speed into Snoke's ship and basically saved a lot of the resistance members. So, yeah. She's regarded as a woke Star Wars character for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, maybe she dated Leia for a moment. I don't know. This guy, I forgot his name, but he carried out Order 66 with Anakin Skywalker. I forgot his name. Pons or something like that. I'm going to put him in the same... I know he did a lot of cool things in the Clone Wars, but I just don't remember. So I'm going to put him in the same tier as Cody. Alright, the Stormtroopers. Generally, cool characters. Actually, I'm going to put them in C tier. Generally, cool characters. There's a lot of funny little interactions that they have with each other and just throughout the movies and series of shows. So, yeah, that's it. Same with the battle droids, to be honest. They're even funnier than the Stormtroopers because they just have more screen time. That's about it. That's about it, guys. Let me scroll up. That is about it. Been a long journey. This is probably my longest video yet. Although, nope, it's probably not. Although, actually, it might be my longest video yet. I don't know. We'll see when the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass comes out. I'm going to have a lot more to say about that. But, yeah. Oh, these characters from the Old Republic. I guess I'd have to put them in B tier. Yeah. So, that's about it. And then Revan goes in S tier. It goes... They all go here. There we go. Now, the tier list is complete. Okay. All right, guys. Whew, been a long journey in this video. Wow. Well, there it is. All the main Star Wars characters in a tier list that I could find. If we did all of these, this would be a 4-hour-long video. God damn. So, no way I'm doing all this. That's why I limited myself to, like, all the characters from 1 through 6. And I just decided to include these guys. Yep, that's about it. This was my video for May 4th, which I'm late on once again, but my uploads are on Tuesday, so go deal with it. And with all that said, I will see you guys next week, back on the flip side. Peace.